Hello everybody, welcome back to NIOS Made Easy. Today we are solving a previous year question paper from Home Science. This is a question paper from October 2021. This question paper is for 85 marks and it is a 2.5 hour paper. Let's understand the question paper pattern. The first section is for 8 marks. There are 1 markers and there are multiple choice questions. Then we have 15 2-mark questions which will total up 30 marks. Then we have 5 3-mark questions which will total up to 15 marks. And finally, we have 4-mark questions, 8 of them, which will be 32 marks. If you look at the instructions here, all the questions are compulsory and they have not specified any word limit for 1 markers or 2-3 markers, which means that the answers have to be completely written. Let's get started. This is the first question. When friends share their food, it is referred to as dash function of food. We can understand and learn the concepts of home science better by creating mind maps for ourselves. This first question is on food. So if friends share food, what function does the food play? Physical, psychological, social, or mental? If we look at this mind map, these are the different functions of food. It gives us energy, growth. It helps us with the growth and repair of tissues. It gives us the strength to fight diseases. It helps the body function normally. It satisfies hunger. Food plays an important role in the social aspect. And finally, we have psychological functions. And in psychological functions, it makes us secure, and sharing of food is considered as a token of friendship. It plays a psychological function here and it makes us feel secure. So the answer to this first question is B, that is psychological. The next 2 questions are on sources of food. Dash is a good source of protein. The options here are egg, spinach, lemon and butter. So the correct option is egg, which is a source of protein. The next question, for strong bones and teeth, we should include in our meals. Option A, milk, B, pulses, option C, potato, and option D is oranges. This is slightly an indirect question. For strong bones and teeth, we need calcium. And milk is a good source of calcium. So the correct answer is A, that is milk. To understand the sources of food and its nutrients, we can learn it better by making a mind map like this. The next question, rice is commonly cooked by this method. The correct answer is A, that is boiling. The next question, skin diseases can be controlled by adopting the following measures. Avoid using loudspeakers, promote rainwater harvesting, treat factory waste before disposing, and use unleaded petrol. This is also a tricky or an indirect question. We get skin diseases because of air pollution. It is in the chapter. So to control air pollution, we use unleaded petrol. So the correct option is D, that is use unleaded petrol. Suggestion for removing tea stains from expensive fabrics. So the keyword here is expensive fabrics. So the options are test chemical in a hidden corner, use strong chemicals, scrub the center towards outside, apply chemical on the front of the stain. The correct option is testing the chemical in a hidden corner, because even if the chemicals are strong and it spoils the expensive fabrics, it will be hidden and it will not be visible from the outside. So the correct option is A, that is test the chemical in a hidden corner. The next question, resources like buses and parks are classified as human resources, material resources, community resources and non-human resources. And then the correct options are here as A, B, C and D. So to answer this question, first identify the correct type of resources that buses and parks belong to. Buses and parks can be classified as community resources as well as non-human resources. So that is 3 and 4. The options 3 and 4 are here in answer C. So the correct answer is this. The last question from the multiple choice questions. A newborn must be breastfed to provide protection against infection, hygienic milk, emotional bonding and all of the above. If you read this section from the textbook, all the 4 options here are correct. So the answer is all of the above. Moving on to the 2 markers. List any 4 employment opportunities after studying home science. This question is from chapter 1. There is a table which explains the job opportunities that are available after studying home science. So you can list any 4 of them. One can run food services from home. This belongs to catering. Interior designing, which belongs to interior decoration. Running a guest house. This falls under housekeeping and laundry services. The last option is owning a boutique, which comes under dress designing. There are many more options available in this table in the textbook, so you can write any 4 of them. The next question. In which 4 ways nutrients might get lost while pre-preparing vegetables? This is from chapter 4. Different nutrients get lost in different ways, and it is listed there in this section, that is 4.4, losses of nutrients during cooking. Vitamin A, it gets oxidized when it reacts with oxygen present in the air, so it gets destroyed. Cooking at high temperatures in an open air results in the food coming in contact with oxygen, and this brings about a reduction in vitamin A content. That is how vitamin A gets lost from our food. Coming to vitamin B. Vitamin B is water soluble. So when foods are washed or soaked or cooked in water and later this water is discarded, vitamin B is lost. Next, coming to fats or oils. The quality of oils will become poor if you repeatedly heat them again and again. And lastly, minerals like sodium and potassium are water soluble, they dissolve in water. So these minerals get lost. Minerals like sodium and potassium dissolve in water. So when we cut fruits or vegetables and after cutting we wash it with water, or when it is boiled, or when the washed water is thrown away, minerals like sodium and potassium is lost. So these are the 4 ways in which nutrients might get lost while pre-preparing vegetables. The next question. Give 4 reasons for planning meals. This is a question on why is it important to plan meals. This is from chapter 3, that is food group. Our body gets the required nutrients from the meals that we eat in the day. Therefore, it is important that these 3 meals that we eat includes food items from all the 5 food groups. That is the reason we'll have to plan our meals carefully. Meal planning enables us to plan nutritious meals so that all the nutrients, all the essential nutrients are available to the body. It helps us plan the adequate quantity that our body needs. Different people have different needs for their body and it has to be planned. Lastly, meal planning is important because everybody in the family should get a balanced meal depending on their gender, their age and their physical requirements. The next question. How does vaccination help in acquiring immunity? This is from chapter 7, Health. So what are vaccines? Vaccines are inactivated or weakened pathogens or their products, and they function as antigens or foreign agents. So when vaccines are introduced into the body, they activate the immune system against the specific pathogens so that if the pathogen actually infects in the future, the immune system is equipped to provide the protection against the infection. So that is how vaccine helps in acquiring immunity. The next question. Why is ORS given to diarrhea patients? This is from chapter 8, that is communicable and lifestyle diseases. Communicable and lifestyle diseases. What is diarrhea? Diarrhea is a sudden onset of severe and watery stools. This leads to losing of water from the body, which in turn leads to dehydration, and it can be dangerous. For patients suffering from diarrhea, plenty of water and fluids need to be given. So for this purpose, we give ORS. And ORS stands for oral rehydration solution, and this is given to hydrate the body. The next question. What information do care labels of garments indicate? This is from chapter 9, Care and Maintenance of Fabrics. So all textiles and textile products carry labels. Labels provide the basic information about the product, like what material it is made of. It will also contain the washing instructions as well as the ironing instructions. It also contains the information on the color of the fabric, like if it is a fast color. And finally, it also has the drying instructions. The next question. How can cotton be differentiated from synthetic clothes by burning test? Whenever you see this word differentiate, it is always a good idea to create a table. So the fiber is cotton and synthetic, and we are comparing the two. Cotton burns with a bright flame, whereas a synthetic cloth shrinks on approaching the flame. The cotton cloth have a glow after burning. When cotton burns, it smells like burning paper, whereas when a piece of synthetic cloth is burning, it smells of chemicals. Finally, after the burn, the residue is a black smooth ash in case of cotton, whereas in synthetic, it is hard, black and uncrushable beads. which are left behind. The next question, why is it important to have windows in a room? So this is from chapter 12, that is housing. Why do we need windows? Windows are made to allow fresh air inside the house and to remove stale air. We need fresh air, which is essential for a healthy living. Windows help fresh air circulate freely around the house. This is the reason why we must ensure that the house we live in has proper ventilation with windows. The next question, in what two ways can we ensure safe use of electrical appliances at home? This is chapter 13, that is safety in the house. All the electrical appliances that we use should have an earth connection. So for this, a 3-pin plug has to be used because earthing makes appliances relatively safer to use. Our electrical appliances must have an ISI mark. So buy only ISI marked electrical appliances only. Keep electrical appliances on a wooden board since wood is a bad conductor of electricity. Another way is to wear rubber slippers while handling electrical appliances. These are ways in which we can ensure safe use of electrical appliances at home. Question 18. What is the importance of organizing in management process? This is from chapter 14, that is Introduction to Resources. So these are the steps in management. They are planning, organizing, implementing and evaluating. You don't have to write this for this answer. So what is the importance of organizing? Organizing means fixing responsibilities and collecting or assembling resources needed to carry out a plan. And we need organizing because all the work gets done. There is equal distribution of work amongst the team members. Work gets finished on time. And finally, there is a lot of time saved. These are the 4 reasons why organizing is important. The next question, why is it important to keep leisure period while making a time plan? This is from chapter 15, that is management of time and energy. In time planning, we see that some time is being spent on rest and hobbies, and this is called as leisure period. This period is essential to give rest to the body and to break the monotony of a hectic routine. This also helps to recharge the body both physically and emotionally. This also helps us to manage our peak workload efficiently and remove the stress. Question 20. To prevent illness, which 4 important rules of hygiene will you adopt while working in the kitchen? This is from chapter 7, that is health. Fruits and vegetables should be washed in clean water to make them free from germs and pesticides because chemicals are sprayed on plants to keep them insect free. So we'll have to wash them thoroughly before cooking and consuming it. Water used for drinking, cooking, washing utensils, etc. should be from a clean source such as a tap or a hand pump that is set by the municipal corporation or a well-covered well. You should not use dirty water for any of these activities. Food should be prepared in a clean kitchen in a clean manner. While cooking food, it is important to heat it at a high temperature to kill germs present in it. Cooked food should be eaten fresh, or when it should be kept covered, it should be stored in a cool, dry and an insect-proof place. Milk should be stored either in the refrigerator. If it is kept outside, it should be boiled again so that it is made germ-free. These are some of the ways in which we can prevent illness while working in the kitchen. Question 21. Amit and Vishal are twin brothers, yet they differ in their body structure and interests. Identify 2 reasons behind these differences. This is from chapter 18, that is concept of development. The 2 reasons behind these differences are hereditary and environment. Hereditary provides the basis for the development of human personality. Hereditary is what a person is born with. It is a combination of genes which we inherit from our parents and grandparents. This is shown in the characteristics like height and certain habits. The other important factor is the environment. While the child's capabilities or potential is determined by hereditary, the extent to which an individual develops these capabilities depends upon the opportunities in the environment. So the 2 reasons behind these differences are hereditary and environment. Question 22. Throwing a ball and writing with a pencil indicates which area of development in a child. Mention any 2 factors that can influence this development. This is again from chapter 18, concept of development. Throwing a ball falls under gross motor skills, while writing falls under fine motor skills. This development is largely dependent upon the child's health and the nutritional status. This is the last 2 marker Question 23. Make your friend aware of his 2 new responsibilities after his marriage. This is chapter 19. My family and I. The couple should be physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially prepared to handle the demands that come with marriage. Both the husband and wife have to strike a balance between their individual responsibilities and their responsibilities towards each other, as well as their families, to manage the cycle of life. With this, we complete the 2-mark questions. Now we are moving on to the 3-mark questions. Question 24. Question 24. Explain 3 ways of enhancing nutrients in food. Tell one other advantage of each. This is from chapter 4, that is methods of cooking. The 3 methods with which the nutrients in the food can be enhanced are combination, fermentation, and germination. The advantage of combining from different food groups is that the quality of a meal is improved without increasing the cost by combining 2 foods selected from the same or different food groups. It is a very simple technique that can be followed in every household. The advantage of fermentation is that it improves the digestibility of food items. The microorganisms, which are produced by fermentation, break the proteins and the carbohydrates into smaller parts, and this makes it easy to digest the food. The advantage of germination is that it increases the digestibility of foods again, because some carbohydrates and proteins are broken down by germination. These are the advantages of using these 3 methods, which help us enhance the nutrients in food. The next question. What 6 steps can we citizens adopt to control pollution at our level? So this question is from chapter 6, that is environment. We can use a smokeless chulha at home. Provide a tall chimney so that the smoke is carried away. Garbage from homes should not be burnt. It should be disposed hygienically and preferably through sanitary landfills only. Defecation in the open or even near a water source should be discouraged. One needs to use latrines for defecation. Water should be stored in clean containers and they should always be kept covered. To take water, use a ladle which has a long handle so that the water remains clean. Never dip your hand inside the water. Use environment-friendly products and use vehicle horns only when necessary. These were some of the ways in which we citizens can control pollution at our level. The next question, question 26. What is the difference between the methods of fabric construction of a jean and a sweater? Tell the advantages of both these methods. This is from chapter 10, Fiber and Fabric. A jean is constructed using the twill weave. So the twill weave is woven on 3 to 4 harness looms. In this, the yarn moves one over the other. Twill woven fabric is distinguished by a continuous diagonal line called the veil. Variation in diagonal lines produce various designs on the twill. The advantage of using this is it is woven tightly, and that is the reason it is suitable for work clothes and for men's clothes. A sweater, on the other hand, is made using knitting. In this process, formation of looms happen and drawing of new loops through the previously formed loops. This technique is called interlooping. Depending on the type of knitting, it either moves left to right or right to left. Hand knitting is one of the most common examples of weft knitting. The advantage of using knitted fabrics is that it has a good fit, it is comfortable, its stretchability, it provides the warmth, absorbency, and it is wrinkle resistant. The advantage is knitted fabrics are well known for their fit, comfort, stretchability, warmth, absorbency, and wrinkle resistance. The next question. What is the importance of making a time plan, and give 6 reasons? This is from chapter 15, Management of Time and Energy. One needs to make a time plan and implement it because it helps us finish all the work efficiently without feeling tired. One will find time for rest and relaxation. One will also find time for hobbies like playing outdoor games, doing embroidery, listening to music, etc. One can do more productive work in less time. You'll be saved from last-minute tensions and confusions because your tasks are well planned. And finally, the work done will have a better quality. So these are the reasons why we should make a time plan. The next question. Your grandparents have come to stay with your family for 6 months. What are the 6 ways in which you can make their stay memorable and comfortable? This is again from the chapter, My Family and I. You can refer to the section How to Care for Elderly People. Grandparents are elderly people, so help them in doing tasks that they'll not be able to perform because of their failing physical abilities. Spending time with them will make them comfortable, which will also provide moral support. Encourage them to take care of themselves. Be sensitive to their nutritional and medical needs. Involve them in decision making. And finally, respect their views and opinions. These are some ways in which we can make elderly people comfortable. Question 29. Suggest any 4 ways of increasing the shelf life of foods at home. This is from chapter 5, Preservation of Food. Some of the methods which help us preserve food and increase the shelf life are as below. One is exposing food to low temperature. We can preserve foods like fruits, vegetables, peas, etc. by storing them in low temperatures or cold temperatures. Low temperatures slow down the microbial and enzyme activities, and because of this, food is prevented from getting spoiled. Exposing food to high temperatures, the microorganisms and enzymes are destroyed at high temperatures, and thus the food is safe and it does not spoil. We preserve milk, that is by pasteurization, where we cook milk at high temperatures to kill microorganisms. The next option is to use preservatives. Sugar, salt, and acids act as preservatives and preserve food items for a long time. For example, pickles. The last option is to dehydrate food. Some food items like green leafy vegetables can be dried under the sun, and this helps us preserve it for a long period of time. These were ways in which we can increase the shelf life of foods at home. Question number 30. Give 4 suggestions to a 35-year-old manager to reduce his weight by making changes in his lifestyle and diet. This is from chapter 8, that is communicable and lifestyle diseases. Being overweight or obese is a lifestyle disease. To reduce weight, one must follow a healthy lifestyle. Smoking and drinking must be avoided, which is harmful to the health. Replacing fast food and junk food with nutritious and balanced meals. Instead, one can have fresh fruits and vegetables. Prefer walking short distances instead of taking a cab or a car. Involve oneself in physical activities wherever possible. These suggestions will help a person who is overweight or obese to reduce his weight. Question number 31. Differentiate between tie and dye and printing techniques and give a detailed description of one method of each. This is from Fabric Finishes, that is chapter 11. This is a differentiate between question, so it is good to have a table. In tie and dye, threads are used as a resist material to stop the dye from entering the selected areas of fabric. So for this, tying of the fabric is done according to the design that has to be made. Whereas in printing, it's a process of coloring the fabric, but here the color is applied only on selected areas. Only the fabric surface is decorated with colors. In tie and dye, dyeing is carried out in the fiber, yarn or at a fabric stage, whereas printing is done on the fabric surface after the fabric has been created. Tie and dye designs are marbling, binding, knotting and folding. In printing, we have block printing, screen printing, roller printing, stencil printing, etc. The next question. What 8 items would you buy to make a first aid box for your home? This is from chapter 13, Safety in the Home. Some of the items that we put in the first aid kit are gauze and adhesive bandages of different sizes, adhesive tapes, crepe bandage, thermometer, torch, batteries, scissors, antiseptic lotions, ointments, sterile cotton, and some antiseptic wipes. These are some of the things we would like to put in our first aid kit at home. Question number 33. What is the importance of making a spending plan for the family? This is from chapter 16, that is managing family income. A spending plan is also called as a budget. And this actually is a list of requirements of all the family members and the money that is allotted to each of these items to fulfill the need. A spending plan is needed because it discourages impulsive buying, that is keeping you away from buying what you really do not need at a particular time. Spending plan will help you meet all the needs of all the family members, hence it is very important for a family. And hence it is very important. Spending plan helps you meet all the needs of all the family members, so hence it is important for a family. Question number 34. Identify the negative and positive influences of peers in an adolescent's life. This is chapter 20, Adolescence, Charms and Challenges. Peer pressure can be positive as well as negative. Positive peer pressure or positive peer relationship helps in social development. It helps in the formation of self-image and self-esteem. These relationships act as a safety net during difficult times. Peers can act as a positive role model for one, and they can also encourage a healthy behavior. Teenagers who come under influence of negative peer pressure, they feel isolated and rejected by their friends and family. People who come under the influence of negative peer pressure are most likely to indulge in antisocial activities like thefts, substance abuse, gang involvement, smoking, drinking, etc. Question 35, it is a situational question. Seema saw her co-passenger woman's cell phone dropping under the seat. She got tempted to keep it as it would help her take her online classes, but she picked it and handed it to the lady. Do you think she did the right thing? Why? In what way did she benefit by returning the phone? This is from chapter 21, Ethics in Daily Life. Seema did the right thing by returning her co-passenger's cell phone. This is because it was Seema's conscience that did not approve of the fact of taking another person's phone, and this made her take the right decision. Seema is being honest and truthful in this situation, and this value of Seema will help her in the development of her conscience. So that is the benefit she got by returning the cell phone back to her co-passenger. The last question. You want to file a complaint against a retailer who has sold you a defective refrigerator. What important 8 points would you pay attention to while drafting this complaint so that it does not get rejected? If you happen to be writing your business studies paper, the same topic is discussed in business studies module 5 also in lessons 17 and 18. So the similar points are discussed here in home science in chapter 22, that is consumer beware and be aware. These are the points that have to be kept in mind before filing a complaint. A complaint will have to be filed if you cannot resolve this problem with the seller directly. All complaints have to be made within 2 years from the date of purchase. One has to maintain and produce all bills. Send notice to the opposite party by a registered post and give him 15 days time to settle your grievance. Fill in all the forms duly by stating the correct facts related to the complaint, like when and where it arose. Attach all the bills along with the court fee. And finally, submit a notarized affidavit stating that the facts are true. With this, we come to the end of this paper. If you have any doubts or you need any clarifications, please feel free to put it in the comment section below.
Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please do give it a like. Request you to share it with your friends who might also benefit from this video. If you would like to see more such content, please do leave a comment in the comment section below, and please do subscribe to watch more such videos. Thank you again.